Hey guys, it's Erica here from Northern Bunny, and I'm going to be showing you how to do my chunky knit blanket. So this is actually done by manipulating the yarn with your hands as opposed to with needles or an actual crochet hook. For this project here, I use Loops and Threads Wild and Free yarn. It's a t-shirt fabric stuffed with like essentially stuffing here, but any size 7 jumbo yarn will do for this project. I liked this one just because it was a little bit soft and it doesn't shed at all. So to start the project, you're going to start by making a slip knot with your yarn, like you would normally for any crochet project. Now, most of these skeins do not come in very long yards for your fabric, so I'd recommend to try and have as little waste as possible so that you're not having to buy too many skeins of yarn. And as for these ends here, when you actually go to attach the next skein to it, I just used a needle and thread and just hand sewed the edges together. That way it just does a seamless edge to it. Most of the time you don't even see it because it's hidden in the stitches. So you're going to start by chaining some stitches. So in my blanket, I used a total of 21, but just for the demo purposes here, I'm just going to chain 6 just to give you an idea of what we're working with. So you're just pulling the yarn through the loop that you've made. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As far as evening out your stitches, you can definitely go in and manipulate them later to make sure that they're nice and even. If you want lots of gaps between your stitches, you can keep them a little bit looser, and if you want them tighter, then obviously make them tighter. So to start your actual first row, you're going to start by pulling through the stitch and creating a loop. So you're laying it down in front of you here. Let's move that out of the way. And pulling through the next loop to make a stitch, the next loop, the next loop, the next loop, and then the final loop. So you've got your little blanket started here. To start your next row, you're just going to keep on doing the same thing. So you're going to start putting the yarn through the back of the loop. You're always going to put the yarn through the back of the loop. So always make sure that your loops are evened out so that they're not twisted, because you will see that in this blanket with the yarn being so big. And you're just going to keep pulling it through, pulling it through, pulling it through, and pulling it through at the end. And eventually you're going to start seeing some purl stitches form on the right side of the blanket. So I'll do one more row just so you guys can see it here, and then you're just going to keep going all the way to the end of the blanket until you bind off, which I'll show you how to do. So we'll do one more row. Actually, we'll turn it this way here. It's not twisted. It does become a lot easier when you do have a bigger project so that the yarn actually weighs itself down. You're not having to pick it up and adjust it. And this does work up very quickly because of the size of the yarn. So here you can see those purl stitches starting to form. So we're going to go all the way to the end of your size of your blanket, and then I will show you guys how to bind off when we get there.